Hello, hello, hello. I should be live right now. Coming back, I just feel excited to be sharing today and then this week. And today I felt inspired to talk about letting go, decluttering, removing, so that we can upgrade. And let me ask you a question first. Do you feel like maybe you have this strong intuition that there's more for you? Like you feel a call for a new adventure. You're ready. You've been preparing. COVID feels way behind us, or maybe it's there, but you feel ready. You feel like like something is calling, and you're ready to go for this new adventure, but something is holding you back. Something is like, it's like you want to fly, but you feel like your feet are still on the ground and it's like heavy to move forward. And I can relate. I can highly relate. When you feel like your whole being is called for a new adventure. And I want to address the hero's journey here, like the call for adventure. But something is pushing us behind. I don't know, it's a weight. It's like chains of some sort. So I want to talk about decluttering today. And I want to talk about letting go. And I want to talk about throwing things away physically, emotionally, spiritually, so that we know that we're moving forward and we're ready to take on for this new adventure, this new journey. There's a new journey waiting for us. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel that there's something else that is coming for you? So I just want to say, I'm going to share 3 steps, 3 areas in which I want to invite you to clean up and leave these behind you. The very first thing, and the reason maybe I wanted to share that today is because I've done that. It's throwing away and decluttering stuff. So you might think, how throwing away an old book of mine is enabling me to grow my business? Well, you want to grow, you want to take yourself to the next level, and there are things that take up your space. Like imagine like you have a library and you have books that just remind you of an old self, an old story. And like, let's give space. And even imagine that your library is full and you want to buy new books, but you're like, I don't have space for these new books. And obviously it can be for anything. And here I just want to go back to the hero journey. I don't know how familiar you are with the Joseph Campbell concept, how he really summarized all the methodology into the hero's journey, which is a cycle. And here I want to talk about these, again, the call for adventure, so the beginning of the journey. The thing is, as I mentioned, it is a cycle. So it's not like it's the very first time in your life you're called for an adventure. Like the reason you're called for an adventure is because some part of you feels like you've been home way too long. This is getting comfortable and you want to go to the next step. So we're like, okay, we've just come back from a previous adventure. It feels like now this is home. And imagine you have a business and you've stabilized, or you're an employee and you have this job and you feel like it's stable. The call for adventure is this going into the journey. But for that, like if you're looking at Frodo in the Lord of the Rings, he needs to get ready. He needs to prepare his backpack. But if he wants to prepare his backpack, he'd better remove the things he had from his past adventure, because there are tools in his backpack he doesn't need anymore. So what I want to say here, and it's like really physically, and I want to share a personal example. What I do upgrade a lot, I love upgrading, is my video gear, so that I can do these things. As you notice, like I have one light here, another light here, I have a webcam, I have now a wireless microphone. And for that, I need to constantly be upgrading my gear. But I cannot really upgrade my gear to take my business to the next level if I'm not ready to let go of the old gear. So I love selling and buying these things. But and this morning I was cleaning the kitchen. It's just symbolically letting go, creating space for the things I want to upgrade. For example, the reason I cleaned up the kitchen is because I want to buy a cold press juice machine, because I want to feel healthy in my body. I want to improve my health. And there was too much stuff in the kitchen that I don't really use and I don't want to use. And I want to create space for that juice machine. You might think, again, what is the link to all that with business and upgrading yourself? I mean, for me, upgrading my health is vital to boost actually my vitality so that I can be here with you with a lot of energy. And if for that it means that I need to throw away a coffee machine I don't use, well, that's what I will do. And that actually is serving my business, because instead of drinking coffees from a machine like Nespresso kind of thing, I'd rather have a healthy juice that feels like it's fueling me with vitamins instead of caffeine. No offense to all coffee addicts, Daria is one. I love you all. It's just for me, I just feel like this is my upgrade. So the first thing, and I want you, if you're watching this right now in the comments, to type and tell me what is it that you need to let go in stuff. And again, can be very symbolical. So when we have our retreat called Next Chapter, we invite people to bring an object from the past that they want to let go of. And at first, it feels like it's like casual, very casual, that people bring this stuff with them and that they have to let it go of it. And every time I do it myself, because I don't want to tell people to do something I don't do, so I bring something, and sometimes it's a business card, it's a tiny piece of paper. But when you really connect to the symbolic it represents, to let go of that object, it's really hard. Every time people are crying because like letting go of even a business card or a wristband. I had people letting go of a wristband of a festival they attended. It means so much. Or a conference. Actually, it was a wristband from a conference. Someone was speaking at, and said, I don't want to be going for these kind of engagements anymore. So stuff can have as much symbolic meaning for you to be able, again, we're talking about upgrading in your business, but more importantly, upgrading in your life, your identity into the next level. So really, the first thing I want you to do is to consider the things you could let go of in terms of stuff. Is that clear? Let's remove that stuff. Let's get rid of it. And so that we can create space for the new stuff. For me, I really love investing in my studio gear because I feel more and more comfortable sharing with you these things. If I feel like my sound is okay, my video is okay, really, seriously, having a wireless mic makes me feel like I move a lot, if you haven't noticed. So it allows me to know that you will be hearing me very well. Okay, so the very next thing I want to share here is that I noticed I forgot to plug in my computer, and now it's battery saving mode. So this is the kind of thing I should not be doing. Anyway, so next step. So once we get rid of stuff, let's be a bit more emotional with removing real harder stuff. Projects. Okay, so I want you to be removing projects. So for example, if you're employed, maybe your project is your current job. And if you're a business owner, if you're a coach, maybe it's one of your programs. And I don't tell you to do things I don't do myself constantly. I do that constantly. Personally, I have let go of like programs I've been running, and I don't do it. And again, that's something it's very important for me to make clear. If we go back to the hero's journey, you're not acquiring the next level of gear, the next level of stuff, the next level of projects before letting go of the previous stuff, because you don't have space in your virtual backpack. If I don't have space in my backpack, I'm trying to put something in, but it doesn't fit. So you need to jump and say, you know what, I'll find a new project, but first of all, I need to get rid of this one. And in a second, I'm going to talk about relationship. It's going to be the same thing. You don't want to always, like if you're in a relationship you're not satisfied with, to find the new boyfriend, the new girlfriend while you're still in a relationship. You're kind of an asshole if you do that. That's not trusting. That's not honest with the new person, the previous person. You really need to create the space for you to tune into and allow the new thing to come up in your life. So I want to talk about projects. I've let go of projects, and I had seasons of like, you know what, like during the winter especially, I love to let go of all my clients, of finishing up the projects. So maybe in the future it will just be like an official holiday, but for now, it's been like just like, you know what? Thank you everyone for working with me. I loved it. I just need 1 month of ending it all, and maybe we can continue after in February. We'll talk about it if this is aligned. And I love doing this. Actually, I'm doing this right now. I have two programs that I'm bringing to an end, so I can start a new program in September. And I love this. I freaking just love this because it's just now happening that I feel that, let's be honest, if I don't finish the current program I have, I will never dare to try the new one, because I'll be just like always trying to serve my clients in those programs. And again, I feel like in this relationship where I would feel like, I actually want to move on, but I don't want to leave you. No, I will serve the hell out of you until this program is done. And then I'll have a blank page, and now I'll start. That's something I talk about a lot in the next chapter. The next chapter is how do you jump from one chapter to the next one. So that's what I'm talking about, the upgrade. But in many books, in between two chapters, there's a blank page. And I love using the metaphor of this blank page, this silence in between two chapters, so that there's a clear transition, there's clear space for us to create the new chapter that we actually want to experience, and not slowly digress from one job to the other, from one relationship to the other, from one project to the other. We don't want to slide, we want to jump. We want to really take us to the next level, and the more we are trying just to upgrade by sliding, the slower we will go. I'm not saying it's not scary. The blank page is scary, but that's where the reward will be. And the final thing I want to talk about. So we have got rid of stuff, we got rid of projects, now it's time to get rid of people. You gotta get rid of people. If you cannot get rid of people in your life that are not the people you should be around in the next level. Imagine again the hero's journey, and Frodo goes with his hobbit friends to face the giant. No, he's happy to have Gandalf to help him. You need new wizards, you need new guides to help you get to the next level. So if you go with, like if Frodo goes with his mom on this adventure, it might not last long. So we want to make sure that, and that's the hardest. That's clearly the hardest, because we feel like, but we've been friends for so many years, or we've gone through these together. How can I just end this relationship like this? And something I love talking about and encouraging people to do is to make sure that you don't go away from a place of rejection. It's not like I don't like you anymore. It's I still love you, but I love myself more, and I need to focus on my goals, my vision, my ambitions for me to be able to take myself to the next level. So again, by experience, this is the hardest one people go through. This is the hardest one I've gone through, because again, there's this blank page where we feel lonely, where we feel like we have nobody, we don't know who we'll find. But it just like to give you a concrete example, mastermind. I was in a mastermind one day, and I had been in that mastermind for a while, and I was going there and I'm like, I'm not growing. They're actually bringing me down because they don't want to grow as fast as I want to grow. And I said, I don't care. I need a mastermind, but it can be this one, so I'm done with this one. And the moment I committed to letting go of that one, 2 days later, I met a fantastic mentor. Trust me, I know this. If I had not said no more, I would not have met him. Not because, or maybe I would have met him, but I would not have been present to the fact that I need to invest into this new relationship, because I had not the void. So I knew I was like in the search, all right? So this is it. Stuff, projects, people. Actually, there's a fourth thing I want you to let go of. And that's the bonus one. That's the one. And that's the core of everything I do, the core of everything I practice for myself, the core of everything I preach, the next chapter of experience that I lead, it's all about that. What I want you to let go of, and what I want you to get rid of is your old self, which is actually your current self. Even harder. It's like the current self, the current skin you're in, the current life you're living is like, how do I rip it open like a cocoon and you just like shed and step up into your new version. And for that, there's really a tearing that needs to happen, because your new self, if we're talking about upgrading your identity, upgrading yourself, upgrading your life, is bigger. You know, that's why snakes, spiders, I don't know how friendly you are with these animals, but that's what they do. They just feel like, now this skin is too small for me. I'll just break it open and grow into a newer, bigger, bolder version of myself. Okay, so that's the hardest, even harder than letting go of people, because that person that you need to let go of is who you believe is you. But trust me, we are more than that. Every time I've let go of my own identity, of my own rule, I'm like, no, I'm not this kind of person who does these kind of things, no matter what it was, like eating healthy or not drinking alcohol, not spending money. Every time I decided, you know what, I need to upgrade, and then the story I tell about myself, I will upgrade this, and as scary as it is, boom, life went fast forward. That's what it's about. It's about fast forwarding your growth and stepping into a new character. Anyway, if any of this resonates with you, if any of this message, I want you to tell me, what is it that you're going to let go in terms of stuff? What is like a project that you can let go of? It can be a hobby, but something you need to let go of. I let go of theater. It was a hard one, but I knew that I needed to let go of it to focus on this current journey I'm on. And maybe you don't want to share people, but maybe you just like hints, like say some words on like the person you want to let go of. It's a very powerful one. And if you were talking about yourself, like the identity, like the self-identity, the belief you have about yourself that you feel like you need to let go of, share that in the comments. I'll be happy to read that and to support you into this journey. Again, if you want to go further, I have these breakthrough calls I'm offering. I'm very happy to have conversation there. Like, just type in upgrade in the comments and I'll send you some info. I'll be happy to chat. I'm actually always happy to chat with people that are actually committed to the upgrade of their life. I don't care where you are in your journey. If there's a real commitment, not a curiosity, but like a desire to upgrade, a desire to say, you know what, no, I can do more. I can do more with a smile. I can do more. Not with strength, but with pleasure, the joy of doing more of what's possible. Anyway, if that's a possibility, otherwise join me in the Superhero Tribe, the Facebook group where I will be eventually sharing all these insights into, because I don't want to overwhelm all the other platforms, and focus this for a community of people that are actually committed. So you can join this Facebook group called Superhero Tribe, and I really want to create this family of people that are in this desire of growing themselves to serve, because that's a very big component of the Superhero Tribe. It's leaders who want to serve and grow themselves to the point where they can serve and have a much greater impact. All right? Loved sharing with you. If you're watching the replay, I wanted to hear what was your key takeaway, what was the main insight that you got from these. The thing I wanted to share, just felt inspired and say, oh, you know what, I'll share about that. It was so important today. Daria, this morning we had a conversation of like letting go of some clients. It's amazing. It's a great pleasure. It's always hard, but there's a lot of pleasure on the other side. So, tribe, superheroes, leaders, visionaries. I love you all. Keep shining, keep growing, keep upgrading. And don't forget, if you really want to commit to this, there's something you need to let go of. And I'd love to hear from you what you are letting go of. In the meantime, again, keep shining, and I'll see you